Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm getting ready to leave in a couple of days to go on the second leg of the Love and Gratitude Tour, and I'm super excited. One of the things I'm excited about on this trip is it will be the first one where I'll be able to finally try out my Sandoval bag. I've been looking forward to giving this bag a first look and a trial run. You know, my first impressions of this bag is that it's going to be awesome. Yeah, I was talking to Adam a few weeks ago about the bag and how he came up with the design and, you know, working with Zero 3D and stuff. And he told me he was excited about hearing my feedback on the bag. And I warned him, I'm a little particular when it comes to luggage. You know, I'm not afraid to spend money on quality luggage. I'm ashamed to admit that I have a ton of Toomey luggage. I've been a Toomey fan for many years. And I have more than any reasonable person should have, for sure, as Miss Percy reminds me quite often. But, you know, I love the functionality of that. I'm very particular about the quality of luggage, of the features. There's certain things that I always want to make sure that I have. And you know, finding a general purpose bag is not easy for me. I've gone through a ton of luggage for motorcycles over the last 5 years, and I've never found what I would consider to be the perfect general purpose bag. But maybe I have now. I'm not going to do a typical review on this bag like other people have done that you've seen on YouTube. I'm not going over all the specs. If you want to go over every little detail of the specs and the features and everything, I'll put a link in the description of this video to Adam's video that he did. They actually have that on the Zero 3D site where he covers everything about the bag to include what his goals were in designing this, has every feature covered. What I'm going to do in this video is go over a couple of key points that I want to make sure that everyone's aware of with the bag from, you know, and from my perspective, the things that are important. Answer one or two questions that some of the viewers have already asked me about on the bag. And then we're actually going to pack this bag out to see how much it will hold. This trip that I'm leaving on, I'll be on the road for 15 days. So I'm packing enough gear here to get me through that 15 days. I'm packing more than I actually need for this trip because I'm leaving in July for a trip where I'll be on the road for 5 weeks. So I want to really get a feel with the Sandoval how that's going to work, so I can you know, make sure that I've got things planned as best as possible for the trip that I've got coming up in July. So with that said, let's take a look at the bag. Okay, a couple of things to go over with the bag first before we start packing. One of the things that I really appreciate about this particular bag is how it folds down pretty damn flat. So I've got a ton of luggage. This makes this very easy to store when you're not using it. I will say that my initial impressions with this when I opened it were that, you know, the quality of the materials used here, the quality of the stitching, you know, the zippers, you know, they're sealed. I mean, it's a top-notch piece of quality kit for sure. When we fold this out and lay it flat, people have been asking me, how long is this bag? It's kind of a loaded question, but I'll take out a ruler here, and from edge to edge, it's 40 inches. And then this way, it's looks like about 20 inches. So 40 by 20. Of course, you know, when you're measuring it this way, that's as you load stuff, it's going to change as it becomes more round. But anyway, so there's the dimensions of the bag. The other thing that I know Adam covered in his video is this is actually two pieces. There's the outer shell that you see here. The outer shell covers the actual waterproof bag that's on the inside. And I'll pull this up. That's in here. So the outer shell goes over the waterproof bag. Really love the high vis aspect of this bag. Now, let's talk a little bit about Velcro. So the really cool thing, one of the things I love about this bag, the Velcro that's being used here attaches the inner bag to the outer bag. Right? So there's no Velcro exposed when you reach in the bag. And this is, I can't tell you how, for me, how important this is. Because I have another bag that I've used for a few years, made by Kuryakin. Use this as a seat bag. And the problem that I've had with this is that it actually closes with Velcro. So you have Velcro here all along the opening, and then to seal it, put the flaps or the ends together, press the Velcro together, and then you roll it. The problem with this, and I've had this every time I've used the bag, is when you get to wherever you're going, or you're packing it or you're unpacking, when you reach in the bag, this exposed Velcro will grab the fabric on the sleeves that you're wearing. And I can't tell you how many sweatshirts and things that I've pulled fabric on just reaching in and out of this bag. I'm pretty sure I'm never going to use this bag again after seeing the sell Sandoval. Done. So I really do appreciate the fact that you don't have that issue with this bag. Someone's asked me, because Adam talked when we had him on the podcast, we were talking about how one of the really cool aspects about this bag too is that if you are on a trip and maybe you buy shirts, t-shirts, or maybe gear or whatever, and you don't have any storage space, you can actually slide this inner waterproof bag out of the outer bag here and use that as a second bag. So it doubles your storage. And then you can tie that down. Now, someone asked me, does the inner bag have tie-down points on the inner bag to strap everything down? It does not. Here you go. I pulled the waterproof bag out from the inside, so you can take a look at that. It has a handle on the top. You could use that, I guess, as a tie-down point. There aren't any specific dedicated tie-down points on this. You'll roll this down and then use this strap to go into the buckle to hold it closed on the ends. But that's what it is. Honestly, you know, if you're using rock straps or whatever, you should be able to mount this and tie down however you want. So I do use other dry bags that I've had in the past. I've used for years. They don't have like tie-down straps or points on them. I just use rock straps and then cinch the stuff down. So there's that. And speaking about tie-down points, that's one of the things I really do like about this bag too, is that there are little tie-down points all over the bag in different locations. So you've got plenty of options for how you can tie this down, either as a seat bag on a Sissy Bar or on your luggage rack on your tour pack. I did pick up, even though I use rock straps, I did pick up the Zero 3D tie-down straps that come separate. They don't come included with the bag. The bag doesn't have anything to tie down, so you'll need to use your own stuff, rock straps, or pick up a set of these from Zero 3D when you buy the bag. Like I said, I'm not going to go over all the features of the bag. You can watch Adam's video on that. There's only one thing that I found so far that I am going to recommend to Adam and Zero over at Zero 3D if they're going to tweak this bag in the future. Something that I would like to see them address. Oop, my mic fell down. Can you hear me? Check, check. But I'll get to that. It'll be easier for me to show you that once we get the bag packed. So let me get my gear back over here that I'm going to be packing in the bag. We'll talk about a little bit about how I pack for travel, and then we'll see how much of this stuff we can get inside this bag. All right, let's see how much of this stuff we can get packed into the bag. First, again, I'm leaving on a trip where I'm going to be traveling for 15 days. I've packed this the way I normally pack when I travel. I've been a heavy business traveler and personal traveler for most of my life. I couldn't even tell you how many millions of miles I've flown over the years. And I kind of have a system for packing. So first off, I don't know, ever since I think the first week of basic training, I've been rolling all of my clothes when I travel. So there's a couple of pairs of jeans that I'm taking. I have some gym shorts and sweatpants that I'm going to put on top or bottom and not bother rolling, because those will be things I'll pull out when I get to where I'm going. And then I use packing cubes or packing bags. And this one I have a couple of flannels in, just in case I need flannels, because I'm going to be going and riding all the Northeast on this trip, and the weather's a little wonky right now. I have my toiletry bag, nice little bag that I've had forever. It was a gift from a client, which I'm still using like 15 years later. Thank you so much if you're watching this video. But the big thing about how I pack things out and how I'll be putting stuff in the bag here is I use a certain brand. It's I don't know if it's Axeo. Axeo, I think, is the name of the brand. I've actually had the sets that I've been using. I've got a few more, but I've had these for, I want to say, about 9 or 10 years, and I absolutely love these things. So for one thing, they're color coded. So I know just by looking at the color what's in what. There's 2 different sizes. But the really cool, well, let me show you. So I've got socks in this one, rolled. These are compression bags. So they have an outside zipper, and they'll compress things down when you pack. And then in this one, I have 15 pairs of boxer briefs. And then I have short sleeve t-shirts in this one. I think there's 5 short sleeve t-shirts in this one. And then in the bottom one here, I have 4 long sleeve shirts. Now, the cool feature about these bags that makes them different than a lot of other bags that you'll find on Amazon and elsewhere, these are actually double-sided. So there's an opening on the top where I have things packed. Of course, I would pick my boxer brief ones to open up. We'll do a shirt. So I've got t-shirts in this one, you can see. And then on the other side, see there's a pattern on the top. There's no pattern on the bottom. This is actually the second side of it. So it's double-sided. So you can open up and put stuff in here. Now the way that I use this is that as I wear things and I'm done, when I go to repack, instead of like dumping all your dirty clothes in a bag, which now you've got to figure out as that grows how to get that packed, I simply roll the dirty garment and then I put it on the other side or in the other side of the bag. So no matter what I do, the entire trip, this bag will always be this size. And it will always have the exact, in this case, short sleeve shirts in. So it's a good way to, especially when you're on a motorcycle, to make sure that your packing stays consistent throughout the whole trip. So as you get to a hotel, you pull stuff out. Maybe you're at the hotel for 2 days, maybe 1 day, whatever. When you go to repack that bag, it's going to repack the same way. And then using the color-coded compression bags like I have here, you'll actually just be able to look in the bag and know, hey, I know what's in that bag. I don't have to go fumbling around. All right, so with that said, let's go ahead and see if we can get all this stuff in there. So the first thing I'm going to do is to close off the bottom of the bag so then I can stuff stuff down inside from the top. And I'm going to take a guess. Initially, I'm going to roll this end 3 times. You need to do it at least twice. That's from the waterproof bag. I'll stick in there. But you need to do it at least twice. I'm going to go 3 times. And then I'm going to bring these buckles together on the end. So that closes off the bottom of the bag. Right now I can go ahead and start stuffing stuff in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my jeans in on the bottom. Now I haven't packed this bag. This is the first time. So we're going to kind of feel this out together. Okay, so now I've got 2 pairs of jeans in. I put short sleeve shirts in next. And I'm going to stack these, so I'm actually turning these around. I'm pushing them in this way, so they're going to be stacked. Could do them this way, right? So I can just pull them straight out, but go ahead and stack these. So there goes the long sleeve t-shirts, my boxer briefs. At this point, I am right here. So I still have all of this minus the twists to seal it. I'm right there, if you can see that. You go grab the other stuff. Now we're going to take the 2 flannels that I have, put those in, toiletry kit, sweatpants, gym shorts. There we go. Obviously, I'm just jamming stuff in here. I can probably come up with a better way to optimize the organization here, but I just want to get stuff stuffed in to see how much it'll hold. Now I'm going to take the end and I'm going to wrap it up. And then there's a strap here that comes over the top. Put that on here. Clip that to the front, tighten that down, cinch it down. There's actually one of the bottom 2 that I forgot to do. So I'm going to bring that down, cinch that down. All of the straps on the bag, I'm not going to go through doing all of these, but all the straps on the bag have the little Velcro wrappers, so you can take up the excess and then wrap the Velcro around it so that you don't have to deal with all these hanging straps like you do on a lot of bags. And that's it. So there's 15 days worth of stuff in here. So for 2 weeks, I don't have to do laundry. Now, obviously, if I'm going multi-week trips, I will plan on doing laundry maybe once, out of a 2-week trip. So I wouldn't have to pack as much as I've got in this bag. But at least now I know for the trip in July where I'm going to be on the road for 5 weeks, I can carry 15 days worth of clothes just in this one bag. I love the fact that this bag has all these tie-down straps, and of course you've got the outer flap here, which should be super nice if you're using this for a seat bag, because you can put a jacket or something in here and then lean back on the bag. I love that of having a seat bag, is being able to relax back. Even though I have a backrest, it's still better to lean back on a bag. These are the tie-down points in here. Again, look at Adam's video, and he'll go over all the little touch points on that. I like this. This looks cool. I'm excited. I'm really excited. I travel a lot. I have my whole life. Like I said before, I get really excited about travel gear, anything that might make my life easier. Now, let's talk about the one thing, and this is totally nitpicky, okay? I'm going to admit this is totally nitpicky, but the one suggestion that I have just now, without actually using the bag, for a future tweak has to do with the MOLLE. And I love the fact that this bag has MOLLE. I don't know why people leave MOLLE off of travel bags like this. It's just, to me, it's an essential thing because it lets you fine tune your luggage to fit what you need for any given trip. So let's talk about the MOLLE on this bag. First off, there's only MOLLE on one side, so it's on this side, not on the other. Two little things about first off, I guess if you don't know what MOLLE is, it's a system to be able to attach stuff to stuff. So you have this little grid. In this case, there are 3 columns and 2 rows. And what you do, let me grab an attachment. So then you can take an attachment like this, and these will have sticks on the back that you unsnap. And what you do is you weave these sticks through the MOLLE mounting system here, then snap them back on, and you can add a pack or add to your luggage. So this is the one that I'm going to use on here. Now, the issue I have with how they've done the MOLLE here, and I've got MOLLE on a lot of bags. I mean, range bags, backpacks, all kinds of stuff. Typically, these columns are about, is it 1.5? I think 1.5 inches. Yeah, 1.5 inches wide, and they're fairly tight together. This is just a tad wider, not a lot, but the big issue for me is that there are only 3 columns. So you only have 3, you don't have 4. And this is important because on the MOLLE attachments, you have like smaller things, might have like 1 stick, which is fine. This one has 2. But typically when ones that have 2, it's totally nitpicky. I admit, 100% nitpicky. The other issue that I have with the MOLLE, because it's only on one side, it's on the side with a handle. Let me show you why that's important. I'm going to go ahead and mount this. Be right back. All right, this is mounted. It's on there. It's not going to go anywhere. But as you'll see, this is not a large pouch by any stretch of the means. But you can see this is already covering half the handle. And of course, you could move this down here because the top isn't, going to grow. So you could have the top that'll be right here, and the handle will be okay. But then you got to worry about, well, how far is it going to come down on this side? Will it extend? It's again nitpicky stuff, really nitpicky. But like I said at the outset, I'm a little hard on luggage. I got issues. I have a lot of issues. But I'm excited about this bag. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to getting this on the road. And then I'll do part 2 of this video will be in a couple of weeks when I do a update on how the bag worked out and how happy I am with the bag, because I know I'm going to be thrilled with it. All right, guys, you take care. I'll see you next time. Peace. Can't wait to see what this bag's going to be like.